Step 15. Mindful cooking. Did you know that cooking is actually a form of mindfulness? Cooking is one of the most powerful forms of mindful eating and allows you to pay attention to every step of the eating process. It truly nourishes our mind, body, and soul. For me, cooking dinner allows me to transition from my workday to my home life. When I'm stirring the pot, I focus just on stirring the pot. When I'm chopping vegetables, I'm just chopping vegetables. Creativity also lives in the present moment, and I find that it's cooking that allows me to get into this creative flow state where ideas come to me. I've also heard people using a shower or even an exercise as their transition from work to life. Now back to cooking. The reason my twin brother Matt and I put together Target to Table healthy and delicious meals one superfood at a time was because we truly believe that getting healthier starts with cooking more meals at home. It's the foundation of a healthy lifestyle. A healthy body is made in the kitchen. You can't live your best life if you don't make meals at home. It doesn't have to be every night, but it has to be most nights. It's one of our basic needs is cooking and eating. I believe cooking is a fundamental step in the eating process. Research shows that when rates of home cooking go down, obesity actually goes up. The less time we spend cooking, the more time we spend eating. This statement could be associated with how cooking stimulates all 5 of our senses to make us feel complete and satisfied. Sight, taste, touch, hearing, and smell. We look at the food we prepare. We taste it as we go. We listen to the sound of every chop, stir, and sizzle, and of course we can't help but smell the pleasing aroma that comes with it all. It's said that the more we develop and attend to our senses, the greater the potential we have for enjoying life. This, my friends, allows us to practice total and complete mindfulness. When we start paying attention to our senses, life becomes so delicious. The power of smell. Believe it or not, there is actually a lot of research behind our sense of smell. Did you know that our sense of smell is said to be our most powerful sense of all? That's because our sense of smell is closely linked to memories and emotions. Walk into any nice hotel, and the first thing you notice is the smell. Same with people's homes. Some of the world's finest hotels are perfumed with special signature scents to make their customers remember their experience, awaken their senses, and to create a lasting impression. It gets people to remember their stay in a much more meaningful way. More than marketing, decor, and the floral arrangements, it's one of the biggest parts of the hotel's brand. Some hotel groups, such as Sofitel and Langham, create one signature scent that is used across all properties. With Sofitel, it was very important to them that the ingredients were sourced from grass. No matter which Sofitel hotel you're visiting, the scent should transport you to the French countryside. Their signature scent is a blend of lemon leaves, bergamot, white rose, jasmine of grass, patchouli, French vanilla, and white sandalwood. People often think they're falling in love with the scent of a hotel, but they're really falling in love with the experience. Let's explore smell a little more. Unfortunately, my apartment in Chicago is located right across the street from a Popeye's chicken. Although the smell isn't very pleasing to me, it's something I smell every morning as I walk to the gym for my daily workout. Therefore, in a weird way, it now brings me a comforting yet exciting feeling as I start my day with such an energizing activity. It also reminds me that I'm close to home. On another note, my husband says that the best part of his day is the smell he gets when he walks in the door from work. He says the smell of a home-cooked meal helps wash his stress away from the day and makes him feel a sense of comfort. Perhaps this is his transition from work to life. The sense of smell is truly powerful. Think about the smell that comes from walking into your childhood home, those special cookies your grandma cooks on Christmas, or holiday scents like cinnamon, cloves, or pine. These scents instantly flood us with memories and feelings of comfort and can bring us back to special times in our life. The smell you get from cooking actually has been shown to make you feel more satisfied throughout the cooking experience and make you eat less. As mentioned, the less time you spend cooking, the more time you spend eating. When you take out a fundamental step like cooking from the eating experience, it actually makes you feel less satisfied, hence the need to eat more. The power of touch. Research shows that working with our hands through activities like gardening, cooking, cleaning, knitting, building, and fixing things can actually make us feel happier and more satisfied in life. Working with our hands stimulates a state of zen or being in the zone, much differently than simply typing on a computer all day. There's a sense of accomplishment from truly working with your hands that can bring you deeper meaning to your life. The power of taste. So often I hear people tell me that eating healthy is boring and doesn't taste good and would prefer eating junk food and never eating anything green. Grown men I work with ask what they should do if they don't like the taste of vegetables. I then say, "What are you, 5 years old?" It's time to grow up because flavor actually comes from nutrients, plain and simple. The more nutrient dense a food, the more flavorful it will be. Think about fresh peaches in the summer, or using spaghetti squash in the fall, or making homemade pasta sauce out of fresh tomatoes. There's nothing more flavorful than that. Just because you hate steamed broccoli doesn't mean you should never eat broccoli again. Try baking it in the oven with extra virgin olive oil, salt, and pepper until it gets lightly browned and crispy. Hate baked potatoes? Try making homemade potato chips by slicing thin and roasting in the oven to perfection. Not interested in oatmeal? Give oatmeal on the run a try by soaking rolled oats, cinnamon, raisins, walnuts, and cacao nibs in almond milk overnight in the refrigerator. As adults, we have to understand that we weren't born craving junk food and that our junk food-filled lifestyle is directly related to our beliefs and behaviors we form over time. Who really thought their first sip of beer was delicious? What about the first drink of your parents' coffee mug? Gross, right? As babies, we are born knowing what to eat. In fact, babies typically start on 5 well-known superfoods: bananas, carrots, sweet potatoes, squash, and avocados. Just as we train ourselves to like unhealthy food, we can train our taste buds to crave healthy foods and use our common sense to navigate this crazy food world. The more we eat healthy and flavorful foods, the more we will actually crave them. A study published in the Journal of Bioassays finds that your gut microbes may influence your cravings based on the nutrients they need to thrive. The more you eat processed and refined foods that cause bad bacteria to thrive, the more you want it. The more you eat healthy, nutrient-rich foods, the more you crave it. Taste buds can change just as fast as our behaviors. It may take several times before you actually learn to like something, but start experimenting in the kitchen with new foods and flavors and find healthy foods you crave. Cooking allows all 5 senses to be activated. The excitement we get from seeing vibrant fruits and vegetables, the feel of touching fresh foods and new textures, the aromas from chopping and heating, and the flavors we taste along the way are all very satisfying and can actually allow us to slow down once we have the meal in front of us. I spent days in the kitchen with my mom making grape leaves, bitlawi, and other amazing Lebanese dishes, and by the time we sit down to eat, we're already satisfied, making us eat less while enjoying the process more. I also find that if my husband makes my oatmeal on the run in the morning, I don't feel as satisfied after eating it if I would have if I made it myself. It's the whole process of eating, cooking included, that I have fallen in love with over the years and believe you can too. When we take out one of these critical pieces from the eating experience, the less likely we are to enjoy our food and feel satisfied. When you actually create something from scratch using your hands, it brings on a whole new kind of pleasure, allowing us to slow down and eat less. Every morning, my husband and I eat oatmeal on the run. It's simple, quick, and there's no cooking involved. Cooking doesn't have to take a lot of time. Here are a few fun side notes when it comes to activating our senses. When we experience a strong complementary aroma with our food, we take smaller bites and are less likely to overdo. This is why cooking is so satisfying. It stimulates our sense of smell and makes us feel satisfied before, during, and even after eating. by simply lighting a vanilla-scented candle can make our sweet cravings go away. Many people think that vegetables taste bitter due to the sulfur compounds, but it's usually because of how they've prepared it. Steaming, roasting, or baking can reduce the volatile aromas. That's why it's important to find new ways to prepare foods instead of ruling out that you don't like something because you had steamed wilted broccoli one time in your life. Background noise plays a role in our eating experience as well. Foods taste more bitter when paired with loud brass instrumental music. Food tastes sweeter and more pleasant when paired with piano music. This is why food tastes bland on airplanes. The intense noise from the engines has a somewhat masking effect on flavors. Italian food in an Italian restaurant playing Italian music will taste more delicious than serving Italian food at home. The more you eat junk food or sugary foods, the more you will crave them. The more you eat healthy, nutritious foods, the more you will crave them. Your taste buds can develop a preference to certain flavors simply by repeatable exposure. Flavor intensity increases as the color level on your plate increases. Strawberries on a white plate will appear more vibrant and flavorful versus serving it on a black plate. Serving vegetables on a white plate can make them more interesting. Also, people tend to serve themselves less food when there's a high contrast between tableware and food. You will take less pasta on a red plate than you'd take of pasta on a white plate. People who served white pasta on a white plate served themselves 22% more food than the high contrast combo. Textures play a role in how we interpret food and how much we eat. A thick smoothie will last in your mouth longer than the sweetness of a soda. Chewing intensifies flavor. Intense flavor causes people to eat smaller bites and eat less. Changing mindset, exposing yourself to different foods repeatedly, is all great ways to make the eating process more enjoyable. How do you think wine, cheese, or coffee became so popular? Repeat exposure.